The last one, of course, chocolate lava cake and 80s night. Our first special guest today is a person who is very close to my heart, of course. And this happens to be, not only is she an amazing woman, she's a registered nurse. She now has taken the role of keeping the family together. As you may have known, we lost our mother over the holidays, but she has stepped into that role, and she is just an amazing person. So I'm so glad to have her here. But today we have her here in her professional capacity. Hi, Judy.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
I'm well. I'm excited to be here on your show.
Well, you look beautiful today, as always.
Oh, thank you, big brother.
Now, I know that there are a lot of people in Asia who know you, so if you would just like to say a shout out, go right ahead. There's a lot of people out there.
Oh, good morning, team. Love you guys. I know it's late for you guys.
You know, as we said, one of the things we're going to do is celebrate International Women's Month. And
Yes,
honestly, I think we should celebrate women every day, right? If we
absolutely.
didn't have a mother, then we wouldn't be here, and she's a woman. So
Right.
let's take a few moments, and I really want to thank our team for this. Uh, and especially Mr. Odi in Indonesia, who together with Natasha has taken time to put together this video. They've worked tirelessly on it. They've collected a lot of data, and this is just an absolutely amazing tribute to the women in the cruise industry. And this is for you.
Hello and welcome to a special feature here on CTI Group's YouTube channel meant to celebrate women. In this video we will talk about the many wonderful women who have left their footprint in the industry in honor of Women's History Month. As with most industries of the world, the cruise industry is male-dominated. However, more and more women are moving up through the ranks and breaking down invisible barriers set by gender issues. Now in 2021, we are able to say that there is a handful of women in top positions, something that was unheard of 10 years ago. There is Lisa Latoff-Perlo, the first female CEO in the industry, who is head of Celebrity Cruises. Christine Duffy, president of Carnival Cruise Line since 2015. Jan Swartz, president of Holland America Group as of 2020. Then come some high-ranking positions out at sea, most notably being the female captains, of which only a handful exist. Karen Starr Jansen, first woman captain of a mega cruise ship in 2007. Kate McHugh, first American female captain since 2015. Belinda Bennett, first black female captain as of 2016. None of these women were able to get to their current positions without hard work and determination. For many of them it was unusual to see other women in power as they worked their way up, unheard of even. Starting with Lisa Latoff-Perlo, she began her road to success working in a travel agency. After about a year she found herself with the opportunity to get a sales position at Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Despite being rejected at first, she persisted and tried again, landing herself the job. From there it took a long 30 years to become the CEO of Celebrity Cruises. On top of being an excellent leader, she also acts as an advocate for women in the industry with feats such as being chairwoman of the Extraordinary Women Leading Change Advisory Board and appointing Kate McHugh as Celebrity's first American female captain. Moving on to Christine Duffy, she was appointed CEO and president of Carnival Cruise Line in 2014. Originally, Duffy wanted to become a flight attendant, but after being rejected in the last stages of hiring, she moved on to working for travel agencies. She remained there for many years before entering the world of cruising. Prior to her Carnival presidency, Duffy was made CEO of Cruise Lines International Association in 2011. She has worked hard to get to the position she is in today, and continues to speak up for women in the industry. In an interview, Duffy once said that, helping other women see the possibility of what they can do is important. Next, we will talk about Jan Swartz. In December 2020, Swartz was made president of Holland America Group. She had her start in the company in 1997 as a management consultant. Just as with everyone else, Swartz made her way up through the ranks, landing positions such as Vice President of Strategy and Business, followed by Vice President of Customer Service. In 2013, she was made President of Princess Cruises, and then, in 2016, President of Carnival Australia, on top of Princess. It took her 12 years to land her role as President of Princess Cruises. Another impressive achievement of Swartz is that she is a member of the Committee of 200, known as the C200, which is an organization of successful women in leadership roles of business. Outside of these amazing accomplishments on land are those that take place at sea. Strides have been taken to increase the percentage of female crew members, especially in higher positions. Karen Starr Jansen was named the first female captain of a mega cruise ship. The ship she was put in charge of was the Monarch of the Seas with Royal Caribbean in 2007. Starr Jansen had her start at sea on a petroleum tanker in a low-ranking position when she was only 19. She remained on petroleum and chemical tankers for several years before moving on to cruise ships and working her way up to the remarkable position of captain. In 2010, she also captained the ship that delivered hurricane relief to the Caribbean. Next, we'll talk about Kate McHugh, the first American female cruise captain. As mentioned before, Lisa Litoff-Perlow is the one who appointed her as captain back in 2015. After finishing her schooling at the California Maritime Academy, McHugh began as a third officer in a different cruise line before moving to Royal Caribbean and moving her way up in the ranks. The first ship she was set to captain was the Celebrity Summit. McHugh was also head of a monumental moment in the cruise industry when, on International Women's Day in 2020, it was announced that she would be captaining the Celebrity Edge with the first ever all-female bridge crew. Although the ship was unable to sail due to the pandemic, it was still a huge step forward for women in the industry. The last captain we will discuss is Belinda Bennett of Windstar Cruises. Bennett prides herself on being the first black woman to become a captain. She was appointed to this position in 2016 on the MSY Windstar. Bennett's journey at sea began when she was only 17 as a deck cadet in the yachting industry. Being from the rather remote island of St. Helena, Bennett made her journey possible through determination and a refusal to give up. Despite having faced both racism and sexism on her way through the ranks, Bennett has said that she has never let it be an issue. In an interview she stated, "Being a woman, you have to work extra hard to prove yourself, even more than a man. Some men might not like that, but that's the way it is. Work hard, be strong, and don't let anything deter you. I've done it. You can do it too." Captain Bennett's words, along with the words of many other successful women in the cruise industry, are meant to be heard. It is success stories like these that empower women and allow them to dream big. One interesting story is that of a hotel director from Celebrity Cruises, Nina Hatanimi. Back in 2005, she had noticed that the required uniform of women on board were skirts. So, at a captain's conference, she brought up this issue by simply asking, "Why can't we wear pants?" Some men at the conference did not even understand the question. It was Lisa Litoff-Perlow who had given Hatanimi a note the next day stating that the pants issue was taken care of. A few months later, Celebrity's uniform policy changed for women. Women have always been facing hardships at sea. A long time ago, it was actually considered bad luck to have a woman on board a ship. People believed that women were a distraction to the male crew members, which would anger the seas. Keeping that in mind, it is amazing to see how much has changed over time. As we move towards the future, we encourage more women to step into this industry and make a name for themselves. Nowadays, there are endless possibilities for women in the industry. If these women who started in low-ranking positions could work their way up, then so could any other determined woman. Here at CTI, we are searching to hire more women to lessen the gender gap within the industry. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned a bit more about these powerful women. Be sure to share this video with your friends. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be updated on when we release new content. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
And that's an amazing, amazing video. Again, I would like to thank Odie and Natasha who put the information for that together. And of course, a congratulations to all the women out there. WAAS, we are all seafarers, regardless if you're a man or a woman, and it's something that we celebrate here at CTI. You may have also noticed that in the video, we are now aggressively searching for women in the industry. Doesn't matter from the captain to the chief engineer, if you're a waiter or a bus girl, we'll call it, right? You want to work in the dining room, you want to work in the engine room, you want to work in the housekeeping. We will be actively searching for many, many more women. We have current requests from cruise lines. So if you're out there as a woman and you would like to work on a cruise ship, by all means, number one, hit the like button, let us know that you're there, and we will have links coming up very shortly that you can go and apply for these positions. So the great thing I love about the video is that you can see that they've all worked their way up. No one starts at the top, of course, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. But anyway, they've worked hard, they've gone through adversities. And this is something that I think that we all should step back and watch, especially we all have mothers, and imagine what mothers go through to raise their children. Endless days of working and over giving and just taking care of us. So these ladies in the workforce, I highly I praise you for all the things that you've done. So congratulations. Celebrity, and of course a sister company of Royal Caribbean, but Celebrity Cruises has been very actively pushing women in the industry. And you can see that soon also Virgin Voyages and all other cruise lines have done the same. As we do our research, we find quite a few amazing stories, and we will be bringing them to you as we bring more shows. Some of the things I'd like to mention that for this year, the theme for women in the world was called Choose to Challenge. And what that simply means is that if someone is bothering you or someone's giving you a hard time, challenge them on it. Speak up, say something. This is very important. There was a big conference held, and some of the people from Virgin Voyages said, you know what, we will aggressively search for women, and so will CTI Group. So hang in there, ladies. We're coming after you. Let us know if you're there. And by the way, if you're in the comments, put a thumbs up and let us know you're there as a woman. We definitely want to hear from you. Now, we're not going to forget the guys as well. So guys, there's lots of positions for the ships on you as well. So what I'd like to do is go back to Judy Labans. She is a registered nurse. We would like to talk to her about some of the things that as a woman growing up and being a professional, what things have happened to her. Judy, are you there?
Hi, yes, I am.
Okay, good to have you with us. And again, thanks for being here.
Sure.
Let's talk about, first of all, let's talk about your career.
Uh-huh. Well, I've been a nurse about 35 years, and again, started at the minimal level there. I was married and had 2 children when I started working, and went through the ranks, went through school with 2 children, and had a very supportive husband and children. Went to night school to get my degrees, and again, started at the very bottom and worked my way up. Just continued to work, and took all the advantages that I could, working, through college. And fortunately, I had wonderful people that I ran into and worked and moved my way through the levels there. And
so raising you have 2 young girls. So raising a family, how's that?
It was very difficult. I mean, they were in school too, so we had their school work. They were in activities, and we were driving them back and forth through their activities, and just home life. My husband worked. I was working, and again going to college at night, and schoolwork. So it was demanding. It was demanding, but I was eager to do this and wanted to do this. I wanted to be a nurse, but you get in there and you do it. You achieve it, and then you stick with it. So
what's the greatest thing about being a working mother?
The greatest thing is I think is showing your children and that you can do this and you can achieve this. You are that you to do this for you. And then when you're up there graduating and they're watching you, it's, they see that. They see that achievement.
Lead by example, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What would you say to the young ladies out there today? Because, we have a lot of young ladies in school who are just dying to go to the ship. COVID has slowed things down a bit. But what would you say to the young people, the young ladies out there just starting out?
Get in there and do it. You can do anything that you want to do. Be determined. Get in there and do it. And oh my goodness, just keep watching this video. Look at those women. Look at those women. And that is highly a man's career there. And look what they have achieved. Oh my goodness. I mean, I've watched that before, and I watched it earlier, and I just was amazed at what they have done with, in their lives. A captain of the ship, a female captain, Christine Duffy. I read that she wanted to be an airline attendant and went through everything that she had to go through until the end, and found out that, her height kept her from doing that, but she just went on and did something else, and now look at her, amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot to be said for those who persevere and go on, and a lot to be said for you. Look at this beautiful house, and you're living in Florida, and so there's a lot of accomplishment there. So to all of the young ladies out there, what would be your closing statement to them?
Continue what you can. Don't ever give up. Just keep doing it. It will pay off. It will pay off. And don't stop because somebody says you can't do this. You can't go this direction. Just keep going. Keep going.
Let's take a second and bring Eduardo in. Eduardo, what have you got a question for Judy?
First, good morning, Judy, and
good morning
to everybody. For those people in Asia, good morning, good evening. Also Mario as well, good morning. Guys, it's a big pleasure to have the guests here, Judy and Mario, bring them and then to our family, as Judy is presenting her history, her career. And question to her is like, through this cause that we are living right now, so for her perspective, how does she see the world from now on, as she's been working as a nurse and understand a lot of things on the hospital, medicine. So what's her view through this cause that we're going through? So that's the question.
Through the COVID, you mean, right now?
Yes.
I think that, it's been a real challenge. My goodness, shutting down the world. My goodness, it's been a real challenge. I think we're going to come out of it. I think, we're going to come out of it, and we've learned a lot from the COVID. When it first came out, of course, it just shut down the world, but I think we're going to be okay. And we have the injections coming out. People are getting those, and, the world opening up some now. And I think we're going to be okay. I think,
You see any change, any progress on humans' behavior? You think that the human is going to change the behavior, or they just gonna forget what happened here and then just
I do see change. I'm not sure that it's for the best or not. And maybe it is. I being a nurse, and Robert and I, we come from a family that we hug and we reach out and touch people and things, and I think that's stopped a lot. I don't hug people like I used to, or touch people like I used to, so I do see a difference there. So I think that kind of thing has changed. I think we're more cautious. Get-togethers are with groups of people have changed. Is that the best? Yes, no, maybe. So those kinds of things have changed. So I think we have, things are changed.
Well, we are going to get back there, and I think that there's a lot to talk about, and I know Eduardo has a big fan base with all of the the people over in Asia. And let's go over to Mario, because Mario also has spent quite a few years in Asia working with not only all the CTI team, but working with the crew members as well. So Mario, do you have a question for Judy?
Good morning and good night, everyone. First of all, I would just like to say what an amazing video. And, it just makes you reflect about the diversity and the changes we are seeing with the COVID era, but also that there are still people like women who are making their presence known, and still forging ahead and carrying the narrative of the world forward. So I'm all here for it. So, Judy, I just want to say that, I think that my question to you is, how do you think these women who are still breaking boundaries in 2021 impacts you personally? Do you feel like proud about the women who keep pushing the narrative forward about occupying more space, taking up these great positions, and really caring? I think as a woman, I want to know your personal feelings about that.
Oh my goodness, it's fantastic. You see this more and more, and I think that their husbands, I think their significant others are behind them and pushing them, and you're seeing it more and more. My girls, I have 2 children, as I said, they're both females, and they're in the workforce, and they're going strong. And I have 2 granddaughters, and one is 10 years old, and she's very creative and, just developing things, and very strong. And, you just get more and more. And I'm so excited. So, yeah, I just see it going forward.
We have some amazing questions. And again, for those who are in the audience, again, we know that there's a lot of women who join us. We can look at the analytics, and it's great to see you out there. So we want to see you give us a thumbs up. We want to see you subscribe. We want to see you join the channel, hit our notification bell, because we're going to be doing a lot more features on women. And also we're going to start recruiting. So if you're out there and you possibly want a job on a cruise ship, cruise ships are getting ready to go back. There are a lot of new protocols in place. We invite you to go to our YouTube channel. That's CTI Group Worldwide Services, where you will find lots of videos to assist crew members as they go back to the ship. But we're going to come back to our panel in a few moments. We do have another video coming up, and this video happens to be those we celebrate women also. Let's understand that we all have mothers, right? And mothers, we celebrate them as well. So we call these the mothers of seagoing personnel, women in the cruise industry who are responsible for the women who are in the cruise industry. This video was put together by a gentleman in Brazil. His name is Henrique. So let's have a look at this. I think we're going to bring that one up in just a few moments. We'll come back to me and go live here. All right, let's continue. One of the great things that is coming up is that MSC will cruise from May in the UK, and they do not require a vaccine. But what has to happen is everybody has to be tested before they get on board, and even the crew as well. MSC has been very, very successful in their cruises. Over 50,000 people have cruised on board MSC. There has not been an issue, so MSC seems to have it down pat, and something that I think our American cruise lines are looking to learn from them as well. So congratulations to MSC. And by the way, since they're cruising out of the UK, only if you're a UK resident can you go on board. And we're going to see this more and more from cruise ships, where they start doing local cruises. In other words, you have to be from that country. You have to be from a certain geographical area in order to get on board the ship. This is the first way to start controlling the virus and understanding if it spreads, where it goes, and of course how they're going to react to it. We're going to see more and more that cruises are going to require, right, that everybody be vaccinated. Now that's coming down the road. It's not for every cruise ship at the moment. TUI cruises will start to sail in late June. A lot of people are saying, well, when are we going to sail? When are we going to sail? Listen, the rest of the world is sailing. And soon, I believe the CDC will give us the guidance, and we'll be sailing from the US as well. There's another new cruise line going to be sailing out of India, and it's called Cordelia Cruises. And you may remember one of the older Royal Caribbean ship. Actually, this new company bought this ship, and it was the old Royal Caribbean Empress of the Seas, and it's now turned into a cruise line called Cordelia Cruises, sailing out of India. Something pretty exciting there. I know that the Indian population is definitely ready to jump on board and get back to cruising. P&O also announces UK coastal cruises starting to sail in June. So if you're a crew member, understand if they're going to sail in June, what does that mean? Naturally, you have to be on board a month to a month and a half before. Many cruise lines say it will take either 30 to 60 to 90 days to prepare a ship that has been in warm layup to get back into service. So all of those crew members out there, we have been saying this all along. If your documents are not ready and there's surveys going out, we're going to talk about that in a moment, you're not going to be on the first group to leave. So please have your documents ready. If you need to apply for visas, make sure that you have that all done as well. Now we move on to Royal Caribbean International. Big announcement yesterday, actually Thursday I believe the announcement was, is that they are going to Los Angeles. And not every one, but one of their ships is going to be sailing out of Los Angeles. Michael Bailey said that he's the president and CEO of Royal Caribbean, by the way. He says, we are excited to return to Los Angeles to add bigger, bolder vacations, and as they're happy to be on the West Coast. So get ready. If you live over in Los Angeles, in that area, Royal Caribbean's coming to knock on your door. Now we're going to talk about the cruise section here, and I know we have a lot of crew members out there. We would like to bring in Mario. Mario, are you there? Hi, Mario, and welcome. So glad to have you to the show. Thank you for getting up so early. Mario lives about 100 miles north of Atlanta. Is that correct, Mario?
Yes.
Okay, and he lives out in the country, so lots of cows and farms and this and that. He's out there being a farmer at the moment. But Mario has a very, very interesting past. So Mario, let's talk about you. Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so you're from Trinidad, right? Grew up in Trinidad, born in Trinidad, and you worked for us for quite a few years. How many? Was it 7, 8 years?
Yeah. Well,
Quite a few years.
Yeah.
So Mario was our we have operations managers, and Mario was in Asia being one of our operations managers over there, taking care of the Carnival brand. He was our Carnival brand representative in Asia for quite a few years. But going back to your history in Trinidad, I understand you were quite a writer as well. What happened there?
Yeah. Was I grew up in black novel. The world character, which was being
Right. And you're also a certified lawyer, correct?
yeah.
At the age of what age did you become a lawyer?
4.
Wow,
Yeah.
quite an accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank
Now, so you were in Asia most of the time in Jakarta, between Jakarta, Bali, and Jogja, and you were also in charge of a lot of recruiting. Tell us what a prospective new hire would go through if they were coming to CTI to apply for a job.
So that is one thing. Other tell the what is more
I know you have a lot of friends still in Asia. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to over there that you know? I know you know a lot of people.
those to all the officers. The other
You know, another person also that has done a lot of recruiting in Asia for the last couple of years is Eduardo. And I know that you two have never officially met, although you've seen each other by a video and we've all talked on the phone. Eduardo, what question would you have for Mario? What do you think has changed since way back when?
Uh, First, one more time, I would like to welcome Mario to our life. And of course, everything that he has done, after he left, we just kind of continue. And nothing came from scratch. I think the world is changing in internet took place. And when I went to it, I tried to explore that more. And, using YouTube and things like that. But the information that Mario and
Looks like we've lost one of our guys. The connection may have gone down, but we will come back to them in just a few moments. And by the way, Norwegian is, as we know, they're sending a lot of crew home from one of their ships as it's heading over to Asia. They, about 4 or 5 months, 3 or 4 months ago, I guess it was, loaded up a lot of crew, took them over, got them ready to sail, and of course now they're bringing them back. But from what I understand, soon they're going to be bringing them back again. Norwegian is sending out a survey to all the crew members, and that survey will be, are you ready to go back? How long does it take you before you want to go back? Have you had a vaccine yet? These are all things that cruise lines need to know. So not only will all the NCL crew be getting that information, right? They please respond. I know Carnival is sending one out. The Apollo group is sending one out. There's a lot of questions in there which they ask, so please do take a few moments and make sure that you do fill that out. I was looking at some of the questions here with the Apollo group, and let's see. They're also sending out for Virgin Voyages. Do you plan to return? How long will it take before you can return? Some says 2 to 4 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, and some says I'm ready to return right away. And there's also a section says, sorry, I will not be returning. And that will happen with many of the crew members as well. They'll say, I've either found a new job or I don't want to go back. But I think the far big majority of crew do want to go back from the feedback that we're getting. Okay, I believe we have them back. We're back? Yes, okay, great.
I didn't know at which point. I didn't know which point I was saying, and just I think like I was mentioned that everything that continued in CTI was like the base foundation that Mario and Josh has created, working on the ground with the people and brand manage creating culture for Carnival, and I think that was really good for us because when I went there, the only thing that I had to do is like just to put on the YouTube and then start to the channel and do these things. I think life is like this: one person takes from scratch and then move here, another person continue, and we are always welcome, for those who have made it to CTI. I don't know what you're doing right now, but it's a big pleasure to have you here. And as the world is changing, who knows, maybe one day we'll be back. Who knows?
Simple things we have done. Want to be even going forward.
One thing that is so amazing, being able to have a whole group of people from actually all over the world. Here we are down in Brazil, we're up in Tampa, we're up in close to Atlanta, and we look to do more of these to bring people in from around the world that can be on our show. So if you're out there and you would like to be on our show, we're also looking at all the other agencies out there who would like to come in and express their point of view. We know that you have a lot of crew out there as well, so please do come in and join us. Back to more crew information. Virgin Voyages will now require that every passenger and every crew member be vaccinated. So if you're working for Virgin Voyages, be ready to get that information if you haven't gotten it already. And of course, Virgin is good about disseminating that information. So look for that. Every crew member, every passenger, if you join a Virgin Voyages ship, You will have to be vaccinated. Let's see, moving on to Viking Sea calls in Bodrum, in Turkey, actually, to collect the crew. You can see that they go through all these procedures. You check in, you go through the COVID procedures. You have to have your bags sanitized, right? There's someone standing there that will sanitize all the bags. They will check you in, COVID procedures as well, as I just mentioned. And this ship has been setting in Turkey. So this is Viking who is loading up their ship. Now, we do have also some information on the new Viking cruise ship, which will be cruising in May out of the UK. We have a video for you. I believe that video is coming later. All right. Also, we have the Crystal Serenity. You know, people talk about cruise ships. Where are they? What's happening? Well, the Crystal Serenity will be sailing out of the Bahamas. It will be the first North American cruise line, major cruise line, to sail out of the North America, not U.S., out of North America, which means the Bahamas is included in North America. And they'll be sailing around the Bahamian Islands. So big news there. Big news there. It's the Viking Venus, I believe we have a video for. Is that correct? Oceania. Okay. I believe we have an Oceania video for you. Here, go, guys.
We've been on an amazing voyage of discovery. Together, we've celebrated unexpected experiences and created a lifetime of memories. We've been inspired and awestruck. We've shared adventures and perspectives. Now, our next incredible journey is on the horizon. Introducing Vista, the newest addition to the Oceania Cruises fleet, our view to the future. What began as a vision of what might be is now a dream fulfilled. Nature's elements are transformed. An invention becomes reality. A marvel in the making, Vista is the expression of what's beyond the next horizon. What's new, unexpected, and captivating. Even her name was selected to honor our officers, staff, and crew, a team of forward-thinking visionaries whose dedication have brought her to life. Vista is our sparkling view to the future. Join us as we embark upon the exciting journey ahead.
Oceania Cruises, and what an amazing cruise line. And of course, the official recruiter for Oceania happens to be CTI throughout Asia, and we look forward to welcoming you on board. What a great cruise line, actually 5-star plus, and you can see by that video. You know, I'd like to take a second and go back to our panel and welcome this. The whole great thing about going live, of course, is that people can stand by. We lose people, we gain people. The internet goes up, it goes down. But let's go back to Mario. Mario, are you there?
Yep.
Okay, Mario, good. Again, thanks for being with us. In your experience with CTI, what did you find was the most rewarding?
What I a dream job. So, you know, discover who's worthy to that for me. So, more and more, which really takes care of.
You know, one of the most important things I know, and I've seen you. I've sat at the back of the room, I've watched you interact with the crew, get the crew excited, to talk to them, to get them motivated. Because when crew members get together and they get ready for that final day, and that final day they are nervous and they're oh, what should I do? What should I do? They need a little calming down. So I've seen you do that. You're very good at doing that and getting in front of the crowd and making them feel comfortable right before they get in front of that cruise line representative. We talk about the way that the cruising, actually the recruiting is going to change, and we're in the process of that change now. There will be video interviews. There will not be so much where, cruise lines will come and there will be 200 people sitting there and the representative will be sitting there. So now somehow we've got to transfer this energy to the video that the crew will be making. What suggestions would you give to them?
So definitely, a candidate or a potential seafarer must always understand why they are doing this. I think that's the most important thing. And once you be authentically yourself, always always be who you are. Be your
No, I agree that the most important thing, of course, is to be yourself. Let that inner light come through. Try to be, try not to be a robot, to sit there and be so stiff. So because people nowadays are looking for personality. Personality is very important to shine through. And if you show that personality, you don't want to go crazy on camera, but you want to show them that you have personality. So I think that's a great recommendation. Great recommendation. Now let's go over to Eduardo, because Eduardo has also done a lot of in our last couple of years. Eduardo's been out there. He's been in front of people when he gets out there, and of course he grabs the attention of the crew members. Eduardo, as we go to this new video process, what is your advice to the crew? And they may be old crew, right? They may be current crew, and they may be new crew members. But we've got to get them all on this video platform. What's your advice?
Yeah, my advice is practice. I think nothing can be mastered or nothing can be improved unless if you keep practicing, keep pushing yourself, like use your cell phone or your mirror, and then watch yourself. If you don't like, do one more time and keep doing that, because sometimes we believe that we have a certain level, but that level is not enough. So then when you start to watch yourself, you start to correct points that you don't even realize. Maybe a word that you keep repeating, maybe something that doesn't make you really presentable. I think practice it's the key. And don't think, I'm going to memorize a speech to give to someone. It's not kind of memorize, it's getting ready, because mostly of the users, they're going to ask you the same thing. And you're not prepared, so you're going to be all over the place. Understand the company that you're applying for, going through the history, understand the reason, and think is some key. And that's why we always recommend you guys to come to CTI, to go to our office, because we are going to guide you to get there. And we have only one chance, and
that is true. You have one chance to make that first impression. Very, very important. So when you're in front of the camera, you have to believe as though you're in front of whoever's interviewing you, right? Let your personality shine through. So let's go back to Miss Judy. Judy, if when you were doing all your interviews, because you've worked at multiple hospitals and you've been over many divisions and many other ladies and gentlemen working under you, what advice would you give for the young interviewer?
I always looked for the joy that they had in what they were doing. Mm-hmm. It takes hard work to get where you want to go, and I was sitting here listening to Mario and Eduardo, and I was thinking about the hard work that it takes to achieve what you want to achieve and to get where you want to go. And I was thinking about our cruises that we took as a family, and I in my mind, I was looking back at all the pictures that we had taken with Mom on cruises and what a joy they were and what it meant to have those people in our life, the crew there that helped us, and that the work that they did was so very, very hard. But their smiles and their joy, that they loved what they did. You know, they love what they're doing, and you could tell that in the long hours, the long months that they are on the cruise, you could tell that they love what they're doing. And when I did interviews, my nurses love what they're doing, and that was the biggest part for me, because when you're with people, you have to love interacting with people. Nursing is hard, cruising is hard, being a crew member on a ship is long hours, nursing is long hours on your feet. So yes, loving what you're doing and working for that, achieving what you want to achieve. So, having that enthusiastic personality and again, loving what you're doing.
Absolutely, and great advice from all of our three special guests. Kind of wrapping that up, if you're looking to go on a cruise line, or even if you currently work on a cruise line, enthusiasm, love for your job. If you don't love your job, my mother would always say, go do something that you love, right? Be happy in what you do. So if you're applying, and especially, again, we dedicate the show to the women out there. If you want to succeed in life, don't let anyone stop you by any means. Our mothers, our aunts, our uncles, our nieces, our nephews, to all the women and the men out there, there's so much great things for this world that offers. So many times we listen to the news, and it's, more COVID cases here, more of this. And yes, it's very sad news. But at the same time, there is tomorrow, and we must live for tomorrow. So everybody out there, just as we say, we're going to get back to, Judy said earlier, we come from a loving, hugging, touching, kissing family. We do this with our grandkids, with our nieces, our nephews, our mothers, our fathers. And there's a lot of love. And it seems this last year we've been kind of separated from that love as people could not visit their parents. And now is the time to do that. If you've gotten your shot, and by the way, I go for my second shot. I know Eduardo's had a shot. Judy, have you had one yet?
Our age group just became available, that we could do that. So I'm a little bit younger than you, Robert.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so okay, so Mario, have you had yours?
Well, a little bit younger than.
So Mario is the baby of the family here. Eduardo, I know you've had one shot, correct? Eduardo?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You've had one shot, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So in other words, Judy, you're younger than also Eduardo, right? But Eduardo must have connection somewhere. All right, guys, we're going to wind this up.
I was about to come to Brazil, and you guys probably know that the situation here, it's terrible. It's even worse every day. I say the reason that I can go is if I take at least one shot. So when I come back, I'm going to take my second shot.
Right.
So that's what I start to look for that shot. Right?
Yeah.
So we know that as our president has mentioned, that by the end of May, early June, we believe that everybody in America will have the opportunity to be vaccinated if they wish. I know that this is music to the cruise industry's ears, because they've been up and down, and the CDC have been slow in getting their instructions to them. And I'm sure there's a reason why, because nobody wants to rush in and then find out we have to close cruising down once again. It's been a bit long year. So guys, any last parting comments for our viewers before we go? Let's start off to my far right, Mario.
Definitely, we are in women, and I just want to say to all the young women who are listening that pursue your dream, the passion, and it's going to take you.
Very good, very good. Let's go to
But that's
Eduardo.
about it.
To myself. So first, one more time, congrats to all women around the world. Judy, my mom, and by the way, today is my mom's birthday, which is my birthday as well. So lucky
Oh, happy
Oh,
birthday!
at the same day, but it's a woman has step up on the world, like in many countries, who is a little behind. We can see progress. Also, I want for Mario to have him here, sharing experience, and maybe have the opportunity one day to congrats him personally for what he have done for CTI. As I was mentioned, the door is always open. We continue growing. We're gonna go no matter what. We're gonna find a way. Like right now, we cannot travel overseas, but we're vibrating here, doing lives, and keep the crew engaged. Thank you for bringing your knowledge today, and then help to keep them engaged. And for you guys who's watching us right now, don't forget to subscribe on our channel. And don't forget, today we just started our Maritime Challenge 2021. It's amazing prizes. You can go to our website, cti-usa.com, and you can submit your video there. Information to fill out, very easy, very simple. Show your talent and then show your love for the cruise industry, because you might win over $1,000 to $2,000. So it's an opportunity to make some money, right?
Again, Eduardo, I see a lot of people in the comments, and I was going to save this to last at the very end to wish you a happy birthday. And even the guys over there can sing, but you don't want to hear me sing, so we don't want the microphone to blow up. But anyway, we are going to do a happy birthday for you. And because I also see in the comments, some of your fans are saying, happy birthday, Mr. Eduardo, love you. I see them all in the comments there. So he has that big fan base of OTC and a lot of other people in Bali and Jakarta. But the reason I did not say first goodbye, start with our beautiful young lady here, my sister, is because I always believe we save the best for last. Parting words, Judy.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday, Eduardo. We love you and your mother. Please give her a hug for us. Ladies, stay strong. You can do this. You'll have family support. Someday you'll say, I've been doing this for 30 years. So just stay strong.
From all of us here and the entire team, I can't thank you enough for being with us, for our guys in Asia, for our guys here in the U.S., for our special guest today, for the gentleman who puts this together in the background. Let's thank Harold as well. This whole system he's learning, he's becoming a master at it. And again, live is probably one of the most difficult things to do, but we're happy to continue to do it. And we thank you so much for being here. So again, let me thank the guest who joined us today. There's Judy, there's Mario, there's Eduardo over there. So guys, thank you so much for being here. We'd like to have you back very soon. And for our audience, we wish you a very blessed weekend. Go hug someone, let them know that you love them. And again, don't forget, thumbs up, likes, click that button and subscribe. We're looking to get over 5,000 subscribers, and I believe that that's quite a bit. Our next goal will be 10,000. So anyway, have a blessed weekend. We love you, and thank you for joining us today.